At Orange, we have a lot of threat intelligence capacities thanks to our SOC, cyber SOC, and emergency response team network worldwide. And last year, we made also some observation about what type of incidents and the trends that we observe as part of our customer. And we will communicate to you a bit about it today. The first observation we made is the rise of incident that happened, not in value or in volume, but the rise of incident per customer. So there is a clear trend that today our customers are more facing cybersecurity incident than the year before and the year before. So there is a clear increase. The second observation that we made is the importance of technology vulnerabilities. We just mentioned it before with Thibaut about KZA, Log4j, and so on. So this is also a clear trend that we observe, that most technology vendors are suffering from some vulnerabilities and the hackers are taking advantage of it. So that's a key element. And the third element is in terms of type of attack. The years before, we observed at Orange that most cyber incidents were targeting the network and the network anomalies. But this year, what we observe is that the malware is taking now the leadership in terms of attack categories. And that's an interesting trend because that will also lead to new habits in terms of monetization for the hacker. And we will also explain it a bit later. And what would be the recommendation for a company to protect its website? Is that to use a web application firewall? What type of solution exists to protect to such type of attack?
There's no one thing to solve it all. There's no one ring to rule them all, as we say. No, it is a combination of things. We need to do web application firewalls, or we want to do a pen test, a penetration test, a security test. We want to update everything. We need a register of what is that software or what is that web application using, which version is it on. Being aware of what is out there is already a big step in front. It's already the first steps we can take to be more secure.
Okay, and backupping its configuration as well.
Yes, yeah.
Because if it happens, you need to recover as quick as possible.
And make sure that those backups are also secure, that they're not on the same system, because if that system gets hacked, your backups get hacked. So,
and that you don't back up a corrupted version as well.
Voilà, okay. Definitely.
Thank you.
One of these elements here, which really tingles my knowledge or my interest, is knowing your IT perimeter. It all starts with what do we have? What is in our company? That's really the baseline you need to know, because what are you going to protect if you don't know what you have? So it all starts from there, and that's really an easy step. I don't say it's very easy, but it's the first steps companies can take into securing themselves, knowing what we have. Do we have? How many computers do we have? What's on those computers? Because your IT perimeter consists of the assets. They're not all physical. We have a physical computer, but it can also be software assets. What software? What libraries? What information do we have? Those are all assets that need to be protected. But you need to know what they are before you can protect them, of course.
Yeah, so and also the data.
Yeah, certainly.
Because assets are hosting some data most of the time.
Yeah, certainly. So once you know what's out there, another point there is inform and train your employees. Well, okay, we know what we have. Okay, how are we going to protect them? We cannot put one person to protect it. Everyone needs to know how can we handle our assets in a secure manner. How can we provide data to our customers, to ourselves? How can we process data in a secure manner? Everyone who touches your asset needs to be aware or trained how to use it securely. That's another topic I really believe in that needs to be tackled.
Yeah, and especially when we know that 95% of incidents results from a human error. So definitely employee awareness is a key element that we advise SMEs to address, because it can be quite easy, it can be a quick win, easily implemented, it's low budget. So definitely it can be a key focus for your cybersecurity strategy. And that's a very good example of what we mean with security posture. It's the combination of different elements that will allow your organization to be better protected against the risk. Then we have two more components which are really technology driven, which is one, the next generation firewall. which is definitely important, and especially in perimeters that are getting broader and broader with the cloud migration, with the remote workers and so on. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to understand where is your network, but definitely the data that you have, either in the cloud or in your data center, needs to be protected with a network protection solution.
Yeah, so earlier we said, okay, do not put all your money into devices or components, but it doesn't mean we don't have to. We don't need to. It's really important to have that layer, as you say, remote working. Okay, how are we going to tackle that? That brings a whole new set of vulnerabilities into your company. So having a firewall that can do the next thing, the next best thing, that is up to date, that is maybe in the cloud. Tools that can aid us building that posture, as you say. All these elements intertwine with each other. Having someone trained to do that firewall, to manage that firewall. Having someone trained to look at, okay, what is the output of this firewall? Those next-gen firewalls can really give very specific details that you can fastly detect an attack. Preventing is more likely or better than recovering from. So next to the knowledge is also the tools. We cannot forget about the tools.
Yeah, exactly. Governance and management are not sufficient. We need to complement them with technology and protection strategies. So definitely yes.
Yeah.
And